Hello, Bay Ridge. Welcome to another edition of After Hours. We have just concluded the Easter Sunday meeting. What a great time of celebrating the resurrection of Jesus. I certainly hope you enjoyed our time together. It is so grateful after having moved from Good Friday to Easter Sunday to be able to say He is risen. He is risen indeed. And we focused a lot today on the theme of joy that comes through the resurrection of Christ, looking at Psalm 16. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about that just very briefly today, that as believers, you and I should live as resurrection people. We should live in the joy of Christ. I'm going to give two reasons why we can do that to help just continue propelling us here through this season after Easter. Number one, we have joy because we know that God is sovereign. Christ suffered, He was abused, He was wickedly put to death. It was the greatest injustice in all of human history, but our God had the final word. It was not the wicked men who put Jesus to death. You can read that theme over and over again in the early chapters of Acts, where Peter and the other apostles kept pointing out and saying, you all put Jesus to death, but God raised Him to life. Our God is sovereign even over that injustice. So you and I can live in joy because we always have hope. Whatever evil, whatever injustice, whatever difficulties, whatever struggles there are, they will not have the final word. Our God will have the final word, and that is even true over death. We can live in the thing, even in the difficult times. We can live in the phrase, as the old sermon goes, Friday's here, but Sunday's coming. We can always live in the hope that there is always Sunday. There is always the resurrection because our God is sovereign. So we ought to live in that joy. Number two, we have joy because we know that we will live forever. Our God is not only sovereign in this age, He is sovereign in the age to come. Christ's resurrection is the defeat of the last and the greatest enemy, death. He has put Him down. He no longer is going to rule and have sway over us. We need not live in the fear of death anymore, as it says in Hebrews chapter 2. When this life is all we have, it leads to unending conflict, distress, problems that go around. We have a saying in our culture, YOLO, you only live once. Well, for a believer to say, we say, no, that's not true. This life is in the shadowlands. So I don't have to live as if this is it and I've got to get everything I'm going to get and I've got to get it right now. No, we know that we have eternity waiting for us. This life is but a mist. It's the brief blink of an eye. But eternity will last forever. And our eternity, our eternal inheritance is guaranteed and secured by Jesus Christ. All that He did in His life for us, His death for us, His burial and His resurrection. So we will have forever to enjoy blessing. So whatever is happening in this life now, I can still have a deep, abiding rest and peace and joy because I know that Christ will set all things right. And the weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning, as it says in Psalm 126. But here's the good news. That morning lasts forever. And so I encourage us to let this propel us in joy, to live in joy this season, because it can lower the stakes for us now. Whatever is going on around us, I don't know what's going to happen this week or the week after, but I do know this. This is not the end. It is all going to be redeemed, and God will have the final word, and it will be joy for us forever. So brothers and sisters, I want to encourage us, let's live in joy. Let's be people of joy. Let's let our joy and our peace be evident to everyone, and let it propel us forward into, as we always say here, we are blessed. Let's be a blessing. We can bless others with abandon. We can live with abandon. We can trust in our God because we will have eternity to experience all He has given for us. I hope it's encouraging to you. I look forward to us gathering again this coming Sunday, where we will again continue to celebrate all that Jesus has done for us. Have a great week. He is risen. He is risen indeed. Amen.